Buenos Aires, good evening. What's poppin'? It's your boy Big Rich, fresh off the streets of Queens. A lot of money out there in these streets. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get as much as I can. Ain't nothing stopping me. Business is business. Here's why I'm happy. I just got myself some Purple Platinum Kush and some Jack Frost. So this week, all the shows are sponsored by Purple Platinum Kush, Jack Frost. You know how we do. Gentlemen, wipe your feet on the rug, light up, blow some smoke in the atmosphere. Allow me to partake in the ceremony. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on. Delicious. What about them Houston Astros losing at home? Minke. The road team won every game in the series. That's fucking nuts. Salute to the Washington Nationals. East Coast. You know what I'm saying? That's how we keeping it. Keeping it on the East Coast. All right, we got some business to get to. You know how we do. You remember this fucking loser? You loser. Yeah, he's still alive. Somebody in the comments was asking what happened to this kid. During the course of a 3.5 hour interrogation, Anthony Comello told the detective he killed mob boss Francesco Franky Boy Cali outside the victim's Staten Island home 7 months ago because Cali threatened to have him killed after Comello hit his SUV on the street. It was revealed in court on Wednesday. Later on, Comello changed his story, saying that he had been blackmailed into killing Cali, 53, the Gambino crimes family top honcho, by people who threatened to reveal how he contracted HIV from a stripper. Comello, 25, also provided a third account, say he had actually gone to the victim's house to spill the beans and warn him that organized crime had ordered a hit on him. A videotape of the March 16 interrogation played during a pre-trial hearing also showed Comello telling a detective he took HIV medicine, vomiting into a wastebasket, requesting medical attention, and complaining about the feds watching over everyone. Justice William E. Garnett convened the hearing to determine whether Carmelo's statements to the authorities were made voluntarily and can be used against him at trial. Robert Gottlieb, Carmelo's lawyer, contends that Eltingville resident's statement should be suppressed due to his physical and mental state at the time of the interview. They knew he had HIV and takes medication. They knew it was violent vomiting, Gottlieb told the court. The pain is so severe that the questioning is tantamount to keeping him in an environment against his will. It all adds up, not only the physical illness, but the paranoia that renders the statement involuntary. It is the totality of the circumstances. Assistant District Attorney Wanda de Oliveira countered that Comello had been read his Miranda rights against self-incrimination, waived them, and spoke to the investigators. She said the defendant continued talking to the detectives for about 2.5 hours, even after throwing up. It's whether or not his condition impairs his decision making, said De Oliveira, who was joined by Assistant District Attorney Carrie Lowe. It seemed once he vomits, he appears better. He was offered to go to the hospital. It's almost as if he's bargaining with the detective. So I submit his mind state is crystal clear, and I asked the court to look at the video in its entirety. Only portions of the interview were played during the proceeding. Garnett said he'll review the entire tapes in chambers. The judge said he will rule on the defense motion to suppress the statements at the next hearing on December 5th in State Supreme Court, St. George. Comello did not testify during the 3.5 hour proceeding. Garbed in a dark blue shirt and blue suit, he is clean cut, having shorn a bushy beard. The defendant sat with his left hand cuffed to a chair at the defense table, writing on paper, drumming his fingers, and whispering often to Paul Townsend, Gottlieb's associate. At the end of the hearing, Comello sought to address the court, but Garnett denied him. The defendant is facing murder and other charges stemming from Cali's March 13 slaying and is expected to present an insanity defense at trial. The trial date has not been set. Detective Daniel Guariano of the Staten Island Homicide Squad was the only witness to testify. He said he initially encountered Comello at around 8:45 a.m. on March 16, shortly after the defendant's arrest in Ocean County, New Jersey. Comello was in the back of a police car and was being taken to the Ocean County prosecutor's office for questioning by Guariano. The detective and Comello asked him if he watched Fox News. Then he said he had contracted AIDS by having sex with a stripper while high on cocaine. Comello also said he was taking medicine for HIV. Under questioning by Gottlieb, Guariano said he didn't inquire further about the medicine. Guariano said Comello was read his Miranda rights after arriving at the Ocean County prosecutor's office. De Oliveira then played a segment of the tape in which Comello admitted to shooting Cali outside the victim's Hilltop Terrace home. He said he had parked on the victim's streets because it was dark and smoked pot. He was also high on Suboxone. Comello told the detective he was so high he backed into Comello's SUV and knocked off the license plate. He said the victim came out, he apologized, and Cali became infuriated. He said, "What the fuck? Are you kidding me? You don't know who I am? I could have you killed. You're lucky I don't kill you right here, right now," Comello told Guariano. Frightened, Comello said he shot Cali. "I was scared, I was jumpy, I was high, I just zoned out. I would never do something malicious like that," said Comello. Asked about the gun, a 9mm, Comello told the detective, "I always had that gun. It's a just in case gun." At that point in the interview, Comello said that he didn't know Cali and the mob didn't dispatch him to execute the victim. "I feel horrible about it," he said. "I was threatened and I was scared. I'm nobody's dog. I wasn't sent there." Later in the interview, the defendant provided alternate accounts of the shooting, including saying he was blackmailed into killing Cali. When the detective asked who, bringing up the name of several mobsters, Comello responded, "I'm not a rat." However, Comello also said he had received a text from mobsters a few days before the slaying telling him to take care of that other guy. In his cross examination, Gottlieb hammered at Guariano for not inquiring further about Comello's HIV medicine and the effect it could have on him. Gottlieb also contended Comello was seriously ill, as evidenced by the vomiting. In addition, he questioned why the detective didn't pursue further when Comello initially asked the investigator if he watched Fox News. The lawyer also suggested Comello's statements about the all watching feds and their eye in the sky was evidence of paranoia. In court papers, the defense maintains Comello drove to the house to affect a citizen's arrest on Cali. He believed the mob boss held a significant status in a worldwide criminal cabal bent on the destruction of American values and the American way of life. Defense motions contends. That alleged criminal conspiracy group is commonly referred to as the Deep State. In the weeks preceding the slaying, Comello had become increasingly vocal about the support for the QAnon group, a right wing conspiracy theory organization in which he is believed to have a fundamental role protecting President Trump, according to a defense motion. Comello's support for QAnon went beyond mere participation in a radical political organization, the motion said. It evolved into a delusional obsession. First of all, this kid is out to lunch, okay? That's first of all. Second of all, if you're claiming you got a text, the feds will find it. Let's see this text, if it even exists. You know what I'm saying? I got a text from somebody and they get the fuck out of here. You're out to lunch. You're a fucking drug addict. And I don't know, I guess it's true that he has HIV, but you're a drug addict with HIV. Let's just say that the story about him wanting to date Frankie's niece. Remember that story in the beginning of all this? Let's just say Frankie knew that this guy had HIV and this guy was a drug addict. And of course, then it makes sense for Frankie to be like, "Hey, listen, stay away from my niece. Stay away from my niece or else." So this guy's out to fucking lunch. All right? The whoever's representing this guy, you know, lawyers, listen. Lawyers are lawyers. Lawyers are criminals with fucking education. I mean, I don't give a fuck. You get into trouble, you get yourself a good lawyer. You know what I'm saying? But the lawyer, is really trying to say that the kid was on medication and he wasn't feeling good, and you guys were asking him questions, and you could tell he was paranoid. Why did you question him under that circumstance? And all that is the job of a good lawyer, to create doubt, to find the flaw. But still, this kid is a piece of shit. A fucking piece of shit. All right, so December 5th, the judge will come back with his decision. We will come back with a report. You already know the team. Throw some smoke in the air. Salute to everybody. Have a good evening. We will talk very soon. You understand? And like the video. Stop wasting time over here. Like the video. And all for all you mooks out there leaving wise ass fucking comments, keep leaving them. I don't mind. As long as you listen to the video, you don't bother me none. I tell you, like I tell everybody from day one, I love the trolls. I love all that shit. I got time for it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see you back. Salute to all the real mob story supporters out there. Again, you know the team. It's on the banner. Salute.